This is your Barbados Today evening news update for Monday, April the 23rd. So glad you could join us. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Topping the news at this hour, a Bibby's Lane St. Michael community is in a state of shock after the mysterious death of one of its own. Around 7:50 this morning, police discovered the partially decomposed body of 18-year-old Ricardo Archer at his home in the area by a resident. At the scene, family members wept openly and scores of onlookers looked on in disbelief. His mother, Cheryl Archer, told Barbados Today her son was a quiet person who never troubled anyone.
Ricardo is a very quiet person. He don't interfere in nobody. He's trying to keep himself out of trouble. Right now, if I tell you how I feel very, very, very down. I may be walking in strength, but I'm not 100% right now.
Police are continuing investigations into this matter. The National Union of Public Workers says it intends to get to the bottom of reports that some court workers have been threatened with reassignment if they fail to show up for work at the Supreme Court complex. Word of this from General Secretary Rosalind Smith. The employees had turned up for work at the facility this morning after Chief Justice Sir Marston Gibson and Court Registrar Barbara Cook-Allen revealed Friday that operations would resume today. However, the union stepped in and insisted that its members would not return to the job at the building, which has been plagued by environmental issues, including mold, dust mites, and other allergens.
I received a WhatsApp message, right? And they say it can only allege because you have to confirm if it's so that they will call in and not show up. Those persons who refuse to were reassigned. So I have to check that out to see the validity of that.
NUPW President Akani McDowell remains adamant that the union must have a full report on the building before its members return to the facility.
We are in need of information from the 2013 environmental assessment before we can advise our workers on course of action initiative.
What specific information are you looking for?
All I can say, the report, the environmental assessment, which is being done by the University of Western Missouri, will tell us exactly what we should be looking for and what recommendations, what course of action should be taken.
Ring the bell, Mr. Prime Minister. That's the call from Barbados Labour Party leader Mia Mottley, who says a general election is critical to restoring stability to the country. In an open letter to Stewart, she lamented that the country was literally crumbling, citing sick buildings, mounting garbage, the Supreme Court shut down, poor transport, and the crippling impact of the National Social Responsibility Levy on the economy. Mottley urged Stewart to put the country first.
Prime Minister, our country is drifting and our people are suffering. Our institutions are reeling. Problems abound and you appear indifferent to the realities of the plight of our people. Our condition is just getting worse. I am not even minded to speculate now as to what these 90 days are really all about. You and your cabinet are not attempting to solve any problems. I am asking you, sir, in the name of all that is good and righteous, call the election and stop the bleeding. At this stage, what matters is not whether you or I emerge victorious, but that we stop the slide in Barbados, that we breathe new life and hope into Barbados and Barbadians.
In other news this Monday, the Windrush scandal is over. Today, the UK government announced that all members of the Windrush generation and their children are to be offered full British citizenship without delay. Home Secretary Amber Rudd announced the deal as part of a sweeping package of compensation and new citizenship rights for Caribbean immigrants who were facing deportation. The package will include a fast-track procedure for people who came to Britain from the Commonwealth countries from the late 1940s to the 70s to gain citizenship and be entitled to a UK passport. Their children will have the same right and the usual fees for applications will be waived. Meanwhile, a generous compensation package will also be extended to those who suffered by being prevented from returning to the UK or faced the threat of deportation.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Grenada is preparing to conduct another referendum on the Caribbean Court of Justice, or CCJ, 2 years after the electorate voted to reject the Trinidad-based court as a final appellate court. Today, Attorney General Dr. Lawrence Joseph confirmed that a draft amendment to the 2016 Constitution of Grenada Caribbean Court of Justice and Other Justice-Related Matters Bill was recently sent to the Grenada Bar Association for discussion and their input. Joseph said once the government receives the comments from the bar, it will begin wider discussions and the bill will be laid in the Parliament for no fewer than 90 days before the referendum is held. Grenada is seeking to replace the British Privy Council as the island's final court of appeal. And on the international scene in Canada, 9 people have been killed and 16 injured after a man drove a van into pedestrians in Toronto. More in this report from the Reuters television.
The lunch hour turned deadly in Toronto Monday when a driver in a white van plowed through pedestrians on a busy sidewalk. 9 people are dead, 16 injured. The alleged assailant captured by police.
We have 1 person in custody and the investigation is ongoing.
At least one witness described the driver as appearing to deliberately target victims on a rampage that went on for a mile. Another, Steve Cortese, said he saw one man get hit.
It was just while he was in the middle of the intersection and the van just went right into him, plowed right into him. And then apparently he drove down further and he went onto the sidewalk by the next building. And he hit more people there and just kept going.
And so many people just shouting, stop the car, but he didn't. He just kept moving. And he hit some people, and 3 people lie down there, and they didn't move.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.